So I looked here and I said, a passion project you pursued outside of your regular job, it gives you freedom because that's what some of us are looking for. We're looking for the freedom to pursue something it's really in our hearts or on our hearts. It's a creative endeavor. So a lot of what we are doing, it has some creativity in it. It's allowing us to develop new skills. So a lot of us can speak about we have developed a lot of new skills since we started our passion project. Because when I started my passion project, I didn't know so much about marketing and writing books, but now I know a lot more because I've had to learn it because I want to be better in my writing. So I'm learning new skills. Some of us became coaches because of our passion project. So we've added new skills. We have a desire to express ourselves while making a positive impact on the world.
Taking off the mask in our communities and within our relationship, it's something that can foster deeper connection. And so I'm so glad for some people that were able to share. I would go on and mention that different types of emotion that we have. Yes, we might be comfortable with sharing the good, but we might be so comfortable with sharing the hard emotion, for example, feeling anxious or feeling fearful or disgusted, right? Or sadness. There are so many different types of emotion, and we could sometimes we are feeling things and we do not know how to put them in word. We might be feeling something hard or not comfortable, but at the end of the day, you really don't know how to put it better in words. So I would encourage all of us to look at two different types of emotion, whether they're most basic emotion or even more harder emotions, right? Or more complicated emotion. It's easy to say, I'm happy, but it might be not easy for you to say you are feeling angry because of this and that. And so many emotion. When we look at the emotion of happiness, we can be feeling optimistic, confident, strong, joyful, aroused, or loving. We could feel generous, embracing, we can be playful, we can be delighted. That could be really comfortable emotion. And on the other hand, when we face fear, which is something, an emotion that can come up from time to time, fear can also be a really hard emotion that we can deal with. It can make us feel paralyzed and we don't even know what to do or procrastinate. When you're fearful, you can feel a little bit, you want to be cautious, you are weak or you are scared or you are nervous or worried about something. And even during fear, you can feel insecure. You can feel like you want to panic, you want to rush out. All that are part of our emotion. And the more and more we master about our emotion, the more we know how to deal with that, because when we have our emotions or when we have the tools on what are we feeling, then we can know, do I need to sit back and relax? Do I need to just take a breather, or do I need to rest? Do I need to eat? Or why am I feeling this emotion? When we feel sad, there could be shame that comes up, or we could be feeling lonely. We can be having hurt or feeling like we've lost something and we are sad because we lost a pet and now we are grieving that. Or even just speaking about relocating from one place to another, you would feel sad because you have maybe left your friends in a certain place and you really don't know how would you navigate in this new place. Or you'll be grieving, feeling depressed because you've moved from one relationship to the next, or you're not even maybe having a relationship that is very comforting and a relationship that feels safe. These are all our emotion, but the most important thing for our emotions are that they can give us a message, they can direct us, they can also guide us. Sometimes we entirely don't understand why we feel so scared to be around certain people. Maybe it's that your uncle that maybe shouted at you when you're really young, but now when you meet him for the first time or again in a long time, you really feel anxious and so scared that you're even shivering, or your heart is beating so fast that you feel like when you are around this uncle, you don't feel comfortable because there is a message in that emotion that you're feeling. For me, my emotion that I really feel right now is gratitude to connecting with all of you. Anyone who would love to share in the chat box what emotion is coming up for you? Emmy, determination, but a little anxious. Great. Anyone else want to share in the chat box what emotion is coming up for you? What is the message of our emotion, right? Our emotions are messengers, and true power lies in understanding and embracing their wisdom. How emotions can feel in your body. Sometimes when you're feeling sad, you could be feeling weak, heavy, tired, and you have a little bit of body ache and maybe heartless, right? Angry, you could be trembling and having a pounding heart, and you'd have maybe chest tightness, and you could feel a headache when you're angry, or stomach turning and constricted. You could feel or burning or explosive. And when you are happy, you could be feeling or you can be feeling calm, open, awake, soft, fuzzy, energized, sturdy, and warm and filled. And when you are anxious, maybe those who feel anxious, there's an emotion that is coming up like dizziness or stomach churning, restlessness, you're sweating, especially when at the beginning of the session, I was feeling a little bit anxious, right? Because I'm here, it's a new environment, and my body does not know what to expect. So obviously, it's natural for us to feel anxious from time to time, especially when things are not so certain or don't know what is going to be, what could be the outcome. Are you going to fail or are you going to make it? You could be feeling that anxiousness from time to time, yeah, from different circumstances. And excitement can feel like, I'm activated, I'm energized, and my heart is pounding, but it's because of the excitement of what to anticipate and what I'm looking forward to. So emotion sends messages to us. And whatever that you are feeling at that moment, it is very important to acknowledge what you are feeling. Sometimes we are in environments, for example, when I just started sharing, I'm feeling a little bit anxious, right? I'm feeling a little bit like I'm not sure what to expect. And obviously, it's normal for me to feel scared at that moment. And what happened with our emotion or feeling emotional is some of us can acknowledge our emotion, but others might feel like they cannot acknowledge their emotion. And it's important for us to validate our emotion at every given time. Even if we do not understand entirely of what we are feeling, just acknowledge, tell yourself that I acknowledge that you feel anxious. This is not the last step you're taking, but obviously you can you can still have a breakthrough. You can still win, or things can still work out. And emotion have different messages. Sometimes when we are sad, it just means we feel lost and we need more time to learn or acknowledge. Maybe when we feel really sad, sometimes it's just a moment for you to take a nap, rest, or just grieve and heal through that moment. And when we have fear that is around and we feel anxiety, maybe there's just a threat that you feel like this person is not safe for you to be around, or this environment is not safe for you, and you feel anxious, and your body is trying to communicate that to you. And in anger, you could be wronged. Maybe you've been betrayed and you feel anger, you feel resentful of some actions or things that happened into your life or between you and another person, and it's normal for you to feel anger. However, the most important thing is, why are you feeling this anger? Why are you feeling this resentment towards certain people? Is it your actions that put you into that anger and resentment? Or do you need just to recalculate, seeing your action and taking better steps for you to undo this emotion that you feel? Yes, emotions will come to us, but they will not entirely go away. Sometimes you will experience anger or resentment because of something that you're doing, but you don't really know why you're feeling this way, or it's important for us to see what are the actions that makes us feel this, or who makes us feel this way, or which environment makes us feel this way. Maybe it's at work where your boss comes into the office and say, you guys, you better do your job because I'm the one who's paying for your bills anyway. So that could be a message that is communicated at work, but you really don't know why you feel not safe in this work environment, but still you're not putting the pieces together why you're feeling scared to go to work. Maybe sometimes your boss is not paying on time, and every time when the payday comes around, you feel scared and anxious, right? So in what happens in our life, messages come to us through our emotion, and it's okay for us to feel different emotion, yet we need to understand what is the message that is trying to be communicated. And I would love to share about triggers and glimmers from day to day. This is to speak on, I've already highlighted, sometimes we are at work and things are not really good. Maybe your boss, as I say, delays paying you on time, or maybe even your clients, you've given a service, but your client is trying to dodge to pay you, right? So when you meet this client that you work with, you gave a service to them, but you work with them, or you occasionally meet them somewhere, and when you see them, they kind of just remind you that this client have not paid you for the service that you have done, right? So that is a place where in different environments, different, especially hard emotions can come up, and those could be called in triggers. But on the other hand, in some certain environments, for example, waking up to a beautiful sunny morning, that could be a glimmer on its own, whereby this environment brings up emotions that are easy, emotions like optimism, emotions like positivity, emotions like joy and happiness. When you go in different environment, there could be different emotions that come up. Meeting people who bring you difficult emotions like scaredness and anxiety, those could be people who are triggering you, right? And being in an environment where you're feeling supported and feeling joyful and grateful, that could be a place that brings up good emotion, or empowers you to feel good, right? So in life, there are certain situations or environments that give us different emotion, whether it's people, whether it's the weather, whether it's places like school or workplaces. So we will feel different emotions with different people and being in different environment. I would love to speak on maybe in every morning when you see the sunrise, and it's beautiful. It's a sunrise, and it's bringing warmth to your body. You feel encouraged. You feel optimistic. You feel like it's a new day, and it's like this is something beautiful. You want to be basking in that. But sometimes you meet others. Maybe it's your colleague at work, and whenever you see them, you just feel scared. You feel scared, or you just feel anxious around them. So our triggers can bring up different emotions, and also glimmers can bring up different emotions, but usually we need to we need to be in environments where it's bringing up more beautiful emotions in our lives. And sometimes we can have hard emotions around different people, but we really don't know why do we feel this way. And so it's our duties and tasks to understand why we feel certain ways in different environments. And yes, it's not always to say we're going to be in environments that are supportive. Maybe it's bringing up a hard conversation with your friend that could trigger to say, I'm not safe now. But hard conversations are also meant to be had so that we can communicate better and foster better relationship. Maybe I would love us to share what is that glimmer that has been of late in your life, and you felt that this glimmer was really encouraging for you, and it brought up a feeling of hope or a feeling of joy or sparked happiness in your life. In every single day, some of you already shared in the chat box about different, or you've shared in the chat box different activities that help you to suck out the beautiful emotion from life, right? Because yes, there are hard emotions, but they're also really beautiful emotions. So from day to day, we could do certain things that can help us, or different activity that can help us just um, nurture balancing emotions in our daily life. For example, on a day, how do you start your day? How do you start your day? Do you have a meditation in the morning? Do you make up your day? Even the reason why we have shower and grooming time in the morning, that is a way to help us with balancing our emotion, because it's a glimmer that brings hopefulness, or it's a point in life that brings a better emotion. Waking up every day, make getting taking having practicing meditation, or even just making your day. How accomplished do you feel after finishing or setting up your bed? That is one activity that can help us on a daily practice to nurture balancing our emotion. And using tools like breathing and meditation, that is really helpful for us throughout the day. Sometimes we are confronted with situations that we cannot really do. For example, someone who is living in a household that maybe is a spouse that is not really able to control their emotion, or this spouse likes shouting so much, or maybe that day your child is really just giving you tantrum and you don't know how to deal with that. Using tools of breathing tools is really helpful. You can you can just go outside and sit by yourself and try to breathe in, observe your breathing in and breathing out. That is one way for us to nurture balancing our emotion, because I'd say that emotions will come to us, they will confront us. However, can we manage them so that we are not just reacting to what is happening, but instead of us reacting, we are managing and trying to cultivate holistic relationship and connections in our daily life. And meditation does not look like closing the door and no one is actually around you. Meditation can just be you going in your phone, taking out your phone and writing all the good things that happened to you during that day, or all the good things that happened to you during the week. That could be a way of you just not listening or paying attention to anyone around, just blocking away the noise and focusing on coming back to yourself by amplifying the voice of positivity in your life. And that can really be helpful. And another way for us to nurture balancing our emotion is, obviously, balancing our emotion has to do with negative emotion or hard emotions and more joyful or pleasing emotions, right? But doing actions like grooming and personal hygiene, how do you look? Even just looking pretty can amplify that determination, that optimism, that positivity within ourselves. And when we look pretty, we can feel pretty. Sometimes things are really in chaos and in shambles in our lives, but when we put on that beautiful dress, it amplifies the emotions within us and help us to go through life in a more easier and more manageable way. And another way is for us to writing our emotion. Journaling, we highly recommend journaling. I'm sure a lot of us are coaches here, or we are aware of journaling. But if you have not started on the wagon of journaling, try to journal from whether it's in the morning or it's in the evening, writing down your emotion. When you met your uncle or when you met this friend, how did you feel? Maybe they mentioned something. And something about life is we cannot control our environments entirely. Maybe you are surrounded by people who are always bringing negativity in your life, but it doesn't have to be your identity. It doesn't have to be your image. So writing your emotions so that you can move swiftly from one person or environment to the next can be really helpful, because you're writing down your emotion, then it helps you with self-awareness to know, oh, when I meet with this friend, I feel this way, and maybe I should really pay attention more to this and this so that I can get better result in life. And having a gratitude list is something very recommendable. I practice gratitude list for over 3 years now. Every single morning, I try my best to look into what am I mostly grateful for. And that is helpful. So I would encourage gratitude list, and also just taking notice of natural processes like eating. When you eat and not look through your phone and scrolling social media, right? When we use the bathroom, are you leaving your phone in the sitting room? Are you taking time to shower? Are you taking time off to slow down? And if you feel like you are really overwhelmed with your emotion, can you find coaches or mentors or someone to speak to? And creating a healthy lifestyle for yourself is really, really recommendable. I would love to recommend a few books. And How to Meet Yourself, that is by Dr. Nicole. It's a really great workbook for self-discovery. I would also like to recommend a book, The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. I love this book because it just gives you clarity to know sometimes your emotions, you're feeling the same emotion because you have not really mastered yourself, self-mastery, self-development. You have not really pushed yourself in that area of self-development. So I recommend The Mountain Is You. It just helps you understand that sometimes the mountain is actually us, and healing your wounded inner child are the reason why a lot of us are not able to take care of our emotions when we are adults or manage our emotion throughout our days as adults is because we have certain wounds that happen to us when we're young. So Healing Your Wounded Inner Child is a book that I also recommend highly. Adult Children of Emotional Immature Parents is also another book that I recommend. And This Is How You Heal, another book by Brianna West. I would recommend this book. Those are some of the books that I've used in my own journey of trying to understand and managing my own emotions. So I would love us to say, what are we grateful for today? Amelia said she's grateful for family. I'm so grateful for family as well. Winniefield said grateful for life. And, sometimes when we practice gratitude, I feel there comes a time when we're practicing gratitude and we're taking it for granted to say, because we have this, we don't need to be so grateful, and we need to look outside and searching for more and attaining more. So I feel gratitude is something very, very important. So every single morning, I encourage all of us to practice gratefulness or writing down the gratitude list. Amy, thank you for sharing being alive and well. Yes, gratitudeness of being healthy, able to walk. Yes, grateful for these coaches and personal development leaders who organize things like this, support people on their journey of being better at life. Thank you. Letitia is saying, I'm so grateful to attend such an amazing workshop and learn from you. Thank you so much, Letitia. Thank you all for being here. Speaking on the book that I wrote, A Black Girl's Tale of Hope, it was just a celebration of growing up in Namibia, where I grew up. But a lot of us are questioned about our identity. How is it like growing up in certain parts of the world? And it is really important for us also to celebrate our identity. That's why, yes, I've written the book, A Memoir of Hope, A Black Girl's Tale of Hope. And I would love to also thank the Motivate community for this wonderful session, for this opportunity for us to be here. All the training programs that you have, has been helpful for all of us coaches. We really appreciate that. And yes, this is the end of my session. Thank you, Darko. And maybe you can speak more on the training session that is available for coaches like me. Thank you.
Okay, we do have some training, but we don't really sell it that much. We have a little belief. We want to be giving a huge amount of value and just a very, very small pitch, if any. So we do have training. We've got two types of training. One, our training in Bali. We go to Bali for about 9 days. And the other one is a graduate certificate program. So university level, graduate certificate level 8. Congratulations to the latest student on that program. It's great to have an Australian government or university qualification in this space. But that's it for now. Nadine?
Just to make some... last year was in Bali, this year was in Bali, but next year, 2025, will be Chiang Mai, the training.
In February 2024, we embarked on a transformative journey in the heart of Bali, where minds were empowered, connections were built, and breakthroughs were achieved.
Hey guys, we're here having the time of our life. It's a combination of learning new stuff and celebrating all the growth and the transformation we've had this year.
As the sun set on our time in Bali, a new adventure awaits us in Chiang Mai, 2025.
Hey, a couple of important things if you want to come down to get the most out of this. I ask everyone to make a shopping list before coming here, a shopping list. New behaviors, new beliefs, perhaps value systems, or maybe a whole new identity. So before everyone comes, they create a bit of a wish list, a bit of a shopping list. And while we're here, we make it happen. Now that pre-course, we actually include a lot of our, like the training that we sell for thousands of dollars, we actually include that in a lot of our training. So when you come along, you're gonna get access to that and go through it and make this trip absolutely dynamite for you.
Join us as we continue our journey of growth and transformation. Together, we thrive. See you in Chiang Mai.
We are going to have maybe 20 to 30 of us beautiful people together in Chiang Mai, North Thailand, in Chinese New Year, which is going to be the 1st of February next year. And it's not just me. We have 3 or 4 professional trainers like Dr. Kevin Leung. He is well known around Asia, lectures in the universities. Chris Williamson, who all these coaching clients are like $10 million plus high net worth individuals. And we've also had other trainers coming over from Austria, England, Ireland, and the States. So there'll be a few trainers together in Chiang Mai, February 1. Keep that in mind. But reach out to Estrelita, Darko, or myself to learn more about the training we and our partners have. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just start by, so my first page will just be a bit of introduction about myself. So thank you to Jennifer, the virtual book tour, and to the Motivate community for having me. And this is just, so before we begin, this is kind of going to be the approach I'm going to use throughout my little talk. So as you are going through your life or your day or whatever you're doing, what are some unexpected things that come up all the time? So do you highlight what's new? Do you see the new things that are coming up in your life every day? Or is it just always the same things over and over? Are there any unusual or surprising things? Because sometimes we miss those things. The emotional, so what things are affecting us? What things are appealing to our emotions? And observe, do we really reach out to the point where we want to reach to the things that make us glow? And grasp, are we embracing and creating through our ideas? So we are starting from the unexpected and going down to us creating. So yeah, so this is what I just want you to think about, and we're going to come back to this at the end again. Okay, so who am I? I am an author and an NLP coach. I'm the author of a poetry anthology called Encounters, first published in 2020. I have done a lot of collaboration with other authors. I've worked with other groups. I'm a teacher in the IB-PYP school in Hangzhou. I've been doing that for around 7 years. And I've been certified as an NLP coach by the AB, the American Association of Coaches. And I've done timeline therapy and hypnotherapy. And just this week, my book, Encounters, it was entered into the Global Book Awards, and I got a silver medal. So that's why I'm surprised. I got a silver medal for poetry and verse in this Global Book Award. So if you can see this little award here, so now the book will be seen with this award. Okay, right. So next. I've also been a part of this book this year. So sorry about that. So just go back a minute. So I've been a part of, trying to move this over. Okay. So I've been a part of several. These are the colorations I've done. So I think gratitude is a big thing with me as well. So celebrating gratitude, writing and publishing. Stories are very valuable. So I wrote a chapter for the Cinderella monologues and for Voices of Women 2022. These are all stories about women telling their stories, because as one of the writers said, so many times the voices we hear are of men or women don't tell stories enough, and not to, say anything bad about men, but women just need to tell more stories. Okay. So I started out with, how did I, my passion. So I'm using myself as the guide there. I am the guinea pig telling you about the journey. So as you can see here, before 2020, I was only doing what I would call my hobby. And then in 2020, I decided to compile everything together in a book, and I decided to publish it. So I published it in 2020. After that, the journey wasn't finished. In 2021, I started journaling a lot, and then I started investing in materials about journaling. So I was learning and doing a lot more. In 2022, I started trying to direct my writing to others, not just about myself. And so I had to invest in writing. So it wasn't now just, okay, so I went on and I did some writing seminars, learn more about publishing, learn more about this, because that is part of the journey. And then in 2023, I was now thinking about writing, marketing. I was on the virtual book tour last year and this year again. So that is how my passion came about for writing, and I just moved it along in that way. So I want us to stop now and think, what is a passion project? How is a passion project different from a hobby? How can you move from your passion project into a business? And why are passion projects important? So I just want us to stop and maybe deal with the first one. So what really is a passion project? You can raise your hand and say your answer, or you can put your answers in the chat.
We are all attending a passion project tonight, I think.
Yeah. How did this passion project come about?
Go ahead, Adrian.
It started in 2012, myself and Margarita. Instead of going to Toastmasters, we thought we would start our own. And then we realized that there was a huge need for truth. And with that, when we did workshops on, say, coaching, we gave full value in workshops on coaching, giving as much as we can. Because there were some other groups that were, say, they were doing events on getting a job, and they didn't actually have recruiters and that there, but they were publicizing that they had recruiters. And it actually triggered me. I'm like, you have a event for getting jobs, and they advertised that they had headhunters and recruiters and this and that. And I went there and they didn't actually have them. And I spoke to the headhunter, and they weren't a headhunter at all. So I was ticked off, and I went, Margarita, we're going to do real events. We're going to give tons of value, and we're going to learn how to speak and motivate and encourage people at the same time. That's how it started.
Good. Anybody else wants to share? What is your passion project? How did it get started?
My passion project is, of course, my virtual book tour. The passion project keeps you up at night. It wakes you up. It's my biggest alarm clock. And it started with just an idea. Miles Monroe said that an idea is the most powerful force on earth, and I concur. And the idea for virtual book tour came about last year, and I shared it with Nadine, and she has journeyed with us. And of course, Rosalia has been there from the beginning, and Mama Emilia, of course, has been there from the very conceptualization of this project. And so today we see 30 authors traveling through the virtual spaces. And so this project, this year's theme is about sharing stories to impact our world. And I believe that stories are powerful. They have the ability to transform, to challenge, to compel, to inspire, and to motivate others. And so we are sharing our stories to change, to cause revolution, to cause transformation. And so this project is very, very important to us. And we are really looking forward to greater and more impressive tours in the future.
Okay, and anyone else wants to share?
Hmm.
Why are these projects important? Because for some of us, we already have a day job. So why are these projects important?
Yeah, for me, my passionate project starts 10 years ago, and then I was in other total other working environment. I was other job, and I decided to, because I was in some not so good state, and then I do some NLP training. I create a change, and I decide to help people to move forward in their life because I saw it is possible, and I want to transfer my knowledge. And 3 years after that, my passionate project start. I joined Motivate community. I wanted to thank Adrian because at that time he start collaborating with me and start supporting me. And I'm still in Motivate community, trying to touch as much people as possible. But I'm doing this through Motivate community because there is a lot of people coming, so I'm supporting them as much as I can, and I'm still learning and still going to that with that idea that I'm helping people to create a
Good.
change and improve their lives.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
all comes with a single idea. And thank you to Motivate
Yes.
community.
Yes. Okay.
May I
Okay,
share?
yes, you may go ahead.
Yeah,
Please.
definitely my
Emilia.
daily daily nug daily nuggets is my my project that I making videos, trying to encourage others through positive messages. That just makes my day. And it doesn't even matter how busy I am at school. It's like I can come home very tired and I can just turn on my video and start making a daily nuggets video. Like I just even recently went to visit my family in America. It seemed like every single place I was so excited to make a video, even at airports on transit. It's like it's part of me now. I breathe my project of daily nuggets videos.
Yes, we have seen the videos, Emilia. I agree. You're always, putting that energy in, and we can feel the energy. Yes. Okay, so we have found something that makes us want to give more and change the community. It's not just for us. We want to give it to the community. So I wrote here, passion project is a personal project that someone undertakes out of a strong interest or curiosity in a particular topic, idea, or skill. And then I'm looking at passion project versus a hobby. So I put just in short, PP, a passion project, it supports your interest and it pushes you to serve others. It's pushing you to serve others. So you have to be motivated, you have to be dedicated, and you have to have an intention. So what is your intention? You have to be highly motivated because it's something that you're not following just the normal pattern of what you've been taught at work or something else. This is about you. This is what, is driving you. So you have that deep motivation that even if nobody else is there, you're still going to keep going. And you have to make the time because you're not always going to have time to do it. With a hobby, it's mainly for fun and enjoyment in your free time. But for your passion project, whether you have time or not, you have to make that time to get it done. So I looked here and I said, a passion project you pursued outside of your regular job, it gives you freedom because that's what some of us are looking for. We're looking for the freedom to pursue something that's it's really in our hearts or on our hearts. It's a creative endeavor. So a lot of what we are doing, it has some creativity in it. It's allowing us to develop new skills. So a lot of us can speak about, we have developed a lot of new skills since we started our passion project. Because when I started my passion project, I didn't know so much about marketing and writing books, but now I know a lot more because I've had to learn it because I want to be better in my writing. So I'm learning new skills. Some of us became coaches because of our passion project. So we've added new skills. We have a desire to express ourselves while making a positive impact on the world. So can you think of some of the new skills that you have honed since you started your passion project? What are some of your skills? I know for Emilia, she's learned about making great videos. Yeah.
I'm not so sure my editor will agree with you on that because we fight every day. They say, stop using selfies videos. Get somebody else to videotape you.
Okay. So what are some of the skills you noticed yourself developing since you've started pursuing your passion project? You can type it in the chat. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll contribute to that. I obviously business skills, marketing skills, creativity skill, writing skills. Yeah, I've been doing creativity, writing, content creation for maybe the last 5 years. And then the funny thing also that comes up is all these skills are so many. And you're like, okay, what can I do with all these skills? Yeah.
Yeah. You're pursuing and you're led to, the more you learn is the more you want to learn. Yeah. Do you feel like that? You want to go more and more and more. You know, that is what the passion is driving us to do. Okay.
I have learned how to use Chat GPT, how to use AI. Yeah, because I can sit there and I used to like come up when I was coming up with my quotes, I would have to sit there and keep thinking. But nowadays, whatever the topic is, I can just go on Chat GPT and it would give me like 10 million ideas.
Okay. Yeah, so you're learning to work with technology as well, which I guess all of us in the future need to learn to do whether we want to or not. So I want us to stop here and identify. And a lot of people say, yes, they have a project they're working on. This is their passion project. But maybe there's somebody here who has not yet identified you haven't yet identified your passion project. If there's somebody here like that, you can put it in the chat. You haven't yet identified it. You don't know how to get to it. So I want you to slow down and look at these questions. What would you do with your time even if you didn't get paid to do it? And what skills or talents do you have that can impact people's lives in a positive way? So this is one of the things you can ask yourself if you're not yet sure what is your passion and how to start pursuing your passion. So you need to slow down. You need to just sit for a while with the questions, take 3 deep breaths and just, ask yourself the questions and then note down what are some of the things that come up. Maybe you have a passion project already, but what do you need to do with the passion project? Is there something that, you need to launch out to do, you need to do differently? So I'm going to just, maybe we take 2 minutes. Can I take 2 minutes for us to do this? And we're just going to sit with these 2 questions. So I will walk you through it. We're just going to sit where we are. Close our eyes. Just place your palm just on your chest. So your hand is on your chest. And you're going to take 3 deep breaths. So first breath, inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in and exhale out. Now think about the question. What would you do with your time even if you didn't get paid? Or what more do you want to do with your time? What more do you want to do with your time? What skills or what other skills do you need to make your project greater? Close your eyes and think about it for 2 minutes or a minute. What's coming up for you? What's coming up for you? Anyone wants to share? Either you haven't identified your passion project, or you want to identify your passion project. What's coming up for you? You can put your answers in the chat. Anyone would like to share? So I'm just reading about some of what was here before. So Alicia said she learned deeply. Said she learned deeply about the community. Helping professionals use creativity in their lives to start the shift towards healthy problem solving. And Alicia learned deeply about business, marketing, AI, and building community. Yes. Summer said multilingualism, promoting mutual understanding of cultures. And we do need those things. Yes. Okay. So anyone else wants to share? What's coming up for you? You can raise your hand, unmute, and say it. Okay, so 2, living and competing as a boxer. Okay, Nan, want to identify my passion. So Jay, you would like to identify your passion project. Winifred want to go to school, start my school for children. Okay, so you want to start. So Winifred, what do you think is preventing you from not starting the passion project? You have the idea. And Jay said he would like to know, express my knowledge more. So in terms of Jay, what you can do is you can think about what things from you were a child, what were the things you were attracted to doing? Was it, say, for example, you liked drawing or painting or sports? What was something that always motivated you? Because your passion project is always centered around something like that. Okay, so this is one way in which you can identify your passion, because it's always something that we start doing from we were very young. You know, it's something that you always go back to it. It doesn't matter. You will find time for it. You will buy books about it. You're interested in this and you want to do it, but maybe you wanted to pursue it as a career, didn't get to do it. So now you just do it as your passion. So this is one way you can identify what your passion project is. Okay, seeking sponsors. Yes, sometimes we need help. We don't know everything. Okay. So how do we start our passion projects? We identify the project. So what do you enjoy doing? And what are you good at doing? Those are some of the things. Some of us like public speaking. We like being in the public. We like talking to people. We like doing, that is where our passion is. For me, it's writing. For others, it's sports. You need to set a goal. What do you really want to accomplish? So if you want to start a school, you want to do that. The accomplishment is that at the end, I want to help children to learn. I want to provide a safe space for children to learn. You have to make a plan. So sit down and write on all the things that you're thinking of that you need to bring about your passion project. So the more you write down, the more you can narrow down. Then you can start small. And when you start, it's hard to stay motivated. So you have to find ways. So break everything down into manageable steps. So I am working, I am writing. So I have to make sure I set aside a time. Okay, every week I'm going to write for this amount of time. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes I'm very busy because I'm a teacher, so I have other things to do. Sometimes I'm busy with kids marking their books, so I don't want to do any writing myself. So how do I stay motivated with my passion? I have to decide that I want to focus on myself, not just the job that I'm doing there, because this is my passion. You need to set aside time. So think about it. How much time have you set aside for your passion? Because a lot of times we are given to what I call the city. We are given to and nothing is wrong. I love my job. I love teaching. It is what we say. And I don't only do it because it pays the bill. I actually love teaching. But some of the time we have to think about what makes our heart sing. So what makes your heart sing? Have you been feeding this? Have you been taking care of that? Take some time to at least focus on yourself and your passion a bit more. Because sometimes we are giving too much of ourselves, but not willing to put back within ourselves. So identify your project, set the goal, make a plan, start small because you can't start very big. How are you going to stay motivated and create time? Time is very important. A lot of other people talk about having a morning routine when you get your project started, work in increments, and find a community. So I didn't put it here, but I think that's one of the big things we need to do is find a community of like-minded people who can help us. So if you're interested in this area, who do you know? So we always talk about not the who can help you. So you can think about those things too. So your passion project can become a stream of income, but you need to master some added skills. So when I started writing, I was writing just for myself. I needed to master it and make it better so I can publish it. So I have to get some higher level skills in writing. If you're going to be creating videos, maybe you have to do that content creating. If you're going to be presenting to people, maybe you need skills in coaching. So you need some skills. How are you going to get these skills? You need to think of the potential avenues. Where are these people that you need to find? So start thinking about where these people are. Materials, you have to invest in materials. So your passion project is actually an investment. If you don't invest, you won't reap anything. So you have to invest. The stream of income, you have to have a layer of goals. What do you want this project to support? So some of the times we're doing things, but what is the goal behind it? In the IB program, we talk about be a risk taker. Maybe you just have to go out and be a risk taker. Maybe you have been thinking of this idea for a very long time, but you're too shy, you're too afraid, you don't want to go out. Maybe you have to start. Maybe you just have to put yourself out there and see what happens. And of course, enjoy the process, find a balance. Can you find that balance? Because if you are working and you have kids and you have this, how can you start a project? If you're thinking about it, I don't have enough income on that side. So you have to decide where is the balance. So this is how we carve out this space if we find the balance. I found the balance when I decided, okay, Monday to Friday, I'm going to work at school. Weekends, I will do a bit of my own projects. And I try to join different communities and find people, like-minded people, so that I could grow and develop and be better at my own passion project. Okay? So some people, it's visual art, painting, drawing, sculpting, photography. They take it from there and they get better at it. Performing arts, acting, performing in a band, sports. We have a lot of people in sports and training and things like that. Environmental, it could be something that is about nature and problems around us. Cooking, a lot of people now are doing, the passion is about cooking and recipe and making food. Sports and fitness, writing, and I guess for a lot of people too, gaming, coding, and honing their tech skills. Which area are you wanting to develop more? I love the arts, so for me, it's painting, drawing, sculpting, things like that. I want to learn more about that. I'm not a good artist, but I love that arts. For some people, it's cooking, others. So what are your ideas for making your passion project better? What are your ideas?
Nan just mentioned traveling. Would traveling be a passion project? And passion and traveling was my first startup. My first startup was a traveling community connecting hostels with volunteering projects around Asia.
I definitely think so, because traveling opens up your mind, and there are so many, because nowadays they're talking about, like tourism. They're talking about things like your carbon footprint. So it's a way you could use it to meet people, share your passion, learn new things, work with. I've always wanted to, because when I lived in Japan and was working in Japan, and I remember we volunteered and went to Thailand, and we were working as volunteers in this orphanage. And it was all just foreigners from around the world who came, and we were teaching these kids. But the lady who started it, it was her passion project. And she was actually, I think, from Switzerland. And she came there and it was totally vegetarian. It was all self-sufficient. So yeah, so I think there are different ways you can travel and use your that passion. Yeah. Social media platforms. Yeah. Social media is the thing now. That's where everything is now. So everybody wants the skills and want to learn and want to know how to get onto TikTok and all these things. I don't know how to do it, but there are fitness vlogs. I do agree, Nan. Yeah, that's a new one. So many people are doing that because you can get so much from interacting in that space of social media. So yeah, you can think about how to widen or how to make your passion project reach more people. That's what you want to do, or even just to learn more for yourself. Okay, anybody else?
I'm just going to add one more thing then. Combining them. So we mentioned traveling and passion. Now if you combine traveling with lifestyle and fitness, combine those three together with the video logging or video blogging, and then making a web page. So combining them even more. But remember, the unique thing is you. AI is going to replace a lot of things, but you're irreplaceable.
I agree. Yes.
Yes.
That's authenticity. Yeah. Okay. So where will your passion take you? And we have just been talking about it. Where is your passion going to take you? Is it going to take you traveling and making videos and blogs and that? Is it going to take you into building a school for kids? Is it going to take you into becoming a coach? Where will your passion take you? You have to start, looking at your ideas, seeing what you want, because everything is about what you want. And then you getting skills to take you higher. Okay? So my last thing, what am I aspiring to do? So I have participated in other people's collaboration books. So I'm aspiring to start a collaboration book. I want it to be a business, a thought leader book. My theme is about, people who went into entrepreneurship or coaching. I would like to assemble at least 20 people, coaches, entrepreneur, people transitioning. And you just share your story, your unique message. You just have one chapter that you would put together. We combine all the stories together, and then we have a book to share from a community. This is our book that we have put together to share our thoughts, our ideas. So that's what I'm aspiring to do. What are you aspiring to do with your passion project? I know that some of you came up with ideas, but can you put your aspiration into words? So I'd like to hear people tell me, what is your aspiration? What is your aspiration for your passion project? And if you want to join me on this journey, you can also, we can talk about it. So anyone, what is your aspiration? Can you put it in a form like this? You want to do this. This is your idea. You want to work on this. What is your aspiration? Okay, so here we have becoming a better coach. To have many come share their nuggets. Okay. Right. So to become a better coach, Do you need to share more with people? Do you need to, how do you become a better coach, Darko? What do you think you need?
I have a huge education. So by more going to education, improving my education skills in not in education, but going more to education, to learning different techniques and different approaches, they can help increase my creativity when talking with people and asking the questions, so they can improve their way of being.
Okay. I'd like to hear from Alicia. You want to have a large global community transforming the lives and profession through creativity. You have an event next week. We'd love to hear about that. So can you share with us, Alicia?
Hi. So nice to support you. I've been, Nadine and I have been following each other for a long time. It's nice to see so many beautiful and familiar faces here. Yeah, next week we're going to have a Creative for a Change event. That's my new company in the US, and it's kind of combined with my Chinese company now. And it's really about the ways that we're using creativity. And there are some people here, including Summer Flower and Nan, who are actually going to be speakers in this event. So it's really kind of cool to see everybody here. And we really just hope to inspire people, whether you're in a traditional job or starting a side gig from your passion project or being an entrepreneur, that there are ways to use creativity to have a more fulfilling work life. Because I think a lot of us feel like we're stuck on a hamster wheel right now.
Yeah. Well, look forward to that. Yes, and I've attended a lot of your community and stuff, and I've learned a lot from you, Alicia. So yes, so good to have you here. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And this presentation has been awesome. I think everybody would agree. Go ahead and put some claps or heart reactions if you agree. This has been amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, so what I want to say, in the beginning, I struggled with, oh, I have a passion project and I have to work. And there are times when I felt so tired and I was like, how do I manage? And I decided that I was not going to give up my passion project because this is what made me feel like I wanted to get out of bed. And yes, I love teaching, and it pushed me to want to teach the kids to use creativity. And creativity for me is the best. I just want, that spark. So I'm saying wherever you find that creativity within yourself that you want to do something, keep it going. Really, really keep it going. Okay, I see a lot of things in the chat. So here, yes. Yeah, please share please share your thing. Create a unique mental health retreat and living. I love that, Jay, because before you said you were not sure about your passion project, and now here you are saying you want to create a unique mental health retreat and living place for a few like-minded people. I love that. That is really good. I think that is necessary. So many people are struggling with, mental health and it's stuff like that. And a place like that, I think, would be really good for others. So yes, it's good when we can voice what is it that we are aspiring to do with our passion and what we want others to get from this passion. Okay? So again, we come back to the approaches. So, unexpected. What are the unexpected things that have happened? Emotional, what's appealing to your emotion? Observing, what have you been observing? And what are you going to create? See, as coaches, we are always asking questions. And so, yeah, come back to the unexpected. So I just want people to share unexpected things that have happened to them just this week or today, anything unexpected that has happened to you. Are there some unexpected things? Because there are always unexpected things. Did you observe them? Did you see them? Did you feel them? A couple of people in the chat here. No, this is for this. We're excited for you, Alyssa. Yes, here's the, amazing speakers. We will definitely be joining. Thank you. Okay, so I just want you to keep this frame. You can write it down. I'll share it again. And as you're going through your day and you're going through your week, always look for the unexpected. Because the unexpected can give you ideas about your project. Always look for how you're feeling, how things it's touching you. Always observe what is making you glow, because what is making you glow is what is really your passion. And how are you going to grasp that and create? I know Adrian asked a question before about you wanted to register your company. I would say in this case, it's just finding like-minded people who do you know who has done it and how to, go from there. Yeah, because always is somebody else knows more than we do. So if I want to publish a book, I don't know everything, so I can find somebody else to help me. When it comes to writing, I can teach people to write, but I'm not good at publishing aspect. So I need to find somebody else. I think we all have to create that space where who do we know in our community who can help us to get where we want to go. Okay, and then we can pull our communities together, and then we can benefit more from the gifts and the talents that we all have. So in the chat here, it says, having these people all here, oh wow, yes, shows me the personal development. That's really good. My ideas come unexpectedly. Joining the meeting unexpected and wonderful. Thank you, Natalia. Yes, I'm always busy. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. We had something unexpected. And we have talked about emotions before. And I hope for the rest of the week, you will look at what's unexpected. What are your emotions? What's making you glow? And how are you creating based on these things?
In February 2024, we embarked on a transformative journey in the heart of Bali, where minds were empowered, connections were built, and breakthroughs were achieved.
Hey guys, we're here having the time of our life. The time of our life. It's a combination of learning new stuff and celebrating all the growth and the transformation we've had this year.
As the sun set on our time in Bali, a new adventure awaits us in Chiang Mai, 2025.
Hey, a couple of important things if you want to come down to get the most out of this. I ask everyone to make a shopping list before coming here, a shopping list. New behaviors, new beliefs, perhaps value systems, or maybe a whole new identity. So before everyone comes, they create a bit of a wish list, a bit of a shopping list. And while we're here, we make it happen. Now that pre-course, we actually include a lot of our, like the training that we sell for thousands of dollars, we actually include that in a lot of our training. So when you come along, you're gonna get access to that and go through it and make this trip absolutely dynamite for you.
Join us as we continue our journey of growth and transformation. Together, we thrive. See you in Chiang Mai.